So today is all about presence and about meditative bliss. So we're going to start off in seated pose or meditation pose. And just make yourself comfortable. You can bring your feet in front of each other or cross your ankles. And then take the flesh from underneath the sitting bones. Lengthen the spine, chin in line with the mat. And open your chest, shoulders low. And place your hands on your knees, either palms covering the knees or the palms up to the sky or ceiling. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a long breath out through the mouth. Two more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale deeply. And on your exhale, close your eyes. And start to tune in with your body. Notice how you feel. And notice where your thoughts go. Are you still thinking of what happened earlier today? Or are you thinking of the things you need to do after your practice? Today is all about getting into the present moment and becoming aware of how you're feeling and what you're feeling. Becoming aware of your movement and your breath. And just being okay with whatever is going on right now. So before we begin, let your past, let your mistakes and your achievements, let everything you've done and bless everything, all your actions, all your words you've done to be where you are now. Bless your failures and what you've done to recover them. Then embrace your present. The present moment full of possibilities. A moment full of hope and openness. And chances and decisions to make. Get curious about the future. About the experiences that are waiting for you. The opportunities you will have and get. And new people you'll meet. Now express your gratitude for showing up on your mat. Taking the time for yourself to work on your mental and physical health. To get closer to yourself and understand yourself better. And be the unique you want to be. Take one more deep breath in through your nose. And exhale completely. And bring your right hand to your stomach or your lower belly. And your left hand onto your heart space. Set an intention. Choose something to focus on during your practice. Something you want to concentrate on. Or maybe just become more aware of. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be big. Now once you've got your intention, you can release your hands, open your eyes, and on an inhale lift the arms and your gaze up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it down and look down. 2 more, inhale and exhale. 1 more, inhale and exhale. Then inhale here, exhale to your left, place your hand on your knee and the left hand behind you. Inhale, find length in the spine, exhale, twist. We're taking 5 breaths here. As I said at the start of the practice, we're doing a yin practice today. Which means we're taking it super slow and really tune in with the body and stretch out specific body parts. I invite you to take it a little bit further than you normally do. To push for your boundaries, but also know your limits. When you've taken 5 breaths in your seated twist, you can come back to center on an exhale. Take a breath in center, and you exhale, twist to your right. Stay true to your rhythm and really move from your breath. Now when I said that you can push your boundaries, it's closely linked to another phrase that I really like to use, is that your body is way stronger than your mind thinks. When we practice yoga, we give up really easy. And if we don't give up, maybe we're scared to push ourselves into certain positions. But you should know that pushing yourself a little bit, a healthy challenge, actually stimulates the body and mind. It helps you to grow and evolve and learn new things. When you've taken 5 breaths here, You can slowly, on your exhale, come back to center. Then bring the soles of the feet together. So you're making a diamond shape with your legs. And just choose how far you want your legs in front of you or closer to your body. And bring your hands to your feet. You can take your elbows or leave your elbows in center or bring them to the outside so they're now in front of the shins. On your inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, slowly bring it down. Keep your spine as straight as possible. Move like this 5 times. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bow forward. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, forward. And while you do so, make sure that your sitting bones are still touching the floor. You keep your spine as straight as possible, even when you're bowing forward. Your shoulders away from the ears. When you've taken 5 of these, you can fall down completely. Now you can round the spine and drop your head to relax your head, neck and shoulders. And just hang out here, breathe in slowly. And it's up to you, either staying here in stillness or moving the body from left to right. I like to move a little bit more so I can really feel my hips opening up. But do what feels right for you. Wherever you are, keep breathing. And maybe think of your intention. What were you focusing on this practice? Or what are you becoming aware of this practice? Whether it's a body part or a sensation, or maybe something in your emotional body. Try to come back to it as much as possible. Really being present. Really just being in your practice. Let's take 3 more breaths. Become aware of how this position feels. What exactly do you feel? Maybe it's tightness in your hips, your thighs. Maybe you notice that your knees want to come up. Whatever it is, just observe. Try not to judge it or act on it. On your next exhale, slowly get ready to bring yourself up. And on an inhale, start to lift. Beautiful. Now bring the knees together and move over to the side of your mat and lay down flat on your back. If you do have a pillow, a block or a book, this is the time to grab it and place it right underneath the lower back. I'm just going to grab one too and show you. So we want our pillow Just place it right behind your bum and then lay down slowly so your pillow is right underneath the lower back. And to start here, we're going to bring our legs out long, just like we do in Savasana, and take the arms overhead. Make yourself as big as possible and completely surrender the body weight onto the mat, to the floor below you. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. We're going to stay here for 9 more breaths. So any poses that are following right now, we try to hold them for about 10 breaths each and really explore and find our own expression of each asana. If your mind starts to wander, slowly bring your attention back to your breath and back to your intention. What does your body feel like here? Try to completely relax the legs. Relax your arms. We're here to surrender, not to tense or create pressure in the body. Take one more breath here. And then leave your arms where they are. Then one by one, lift the knees or lift your legs. Place the soles of the feet on the mat. And then fold your knees open so the soles of your feet are now touching, just like we did in our seated position earlier. And stay here, taking it easy. Now this pose might be a little much because we've got our lower back up and the knees open, big stretch in the hips. So find your own adjustments. You can move the body from left to right, maybe lift the knees up a little bit higher. If it's too much, you can bring your arms into cactus pose or cactus arms. Or bring your hands to your lower belly. Find what feels right for you. And keep breathing. Take one more breath. And on your next inhale, with your hands, bring your knees back together. Bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. And grab your right ankle and place your foot on the top of the foot flat on your mat. If this is too much, you can keep your knees up, or I will explain later, come into a seated position to do the pose that we're going to do right now, seated. So just half saddle. You'll feel a big stretch along the thigh, maybe the hip, depending on your body shape. We want to try and keep the top of the foot on the mat, very close to the bum or the hips. Keep the knee as well on the mat, and you choose having your knee up to the sky, the left knee, or the left leg out long. Find your own variation, your own expression. Adjust to what you need. If this is too much, you can slowly bring the upper body up and stay seated. But remember, it's okay to challenge the body. It's okay to find something that maybe is uncomfortable. Because before we get comfortable with something, we first need to get familiar with it. We first need to try and explore. And if something is too comfortable, we're not learning or developing. We're stopping ourselves from evolving. It doesn't mean that you have to go crazy now and really push your boundaries to an extent that you cause injuries, but just a little more than you maybe normally would. If you can, take your arms overhead again, and wherever you are, keep breathing. Take one more breath in your half saddle, either seated or laying down. And then bring your feet back up with control, super slow. And switch sides. So grab your left foot or your left ankle. Place the top of the foot on the mat. And find your variation. Make sure that your lower back is still on the cushion, on the block below you. Your knee is touching the mat. Your foot is touching the mat. And either with the right knee up to the ceiling or out long. And keep breathing. And again, you can choose to have your hands on your lower belly or overhead. Now I like to keep my right foot active and point the toes to the sky or the ceiling, and get a little bit of a stretch in my right calf. However, we are really focusing here on the left thigh. So as long as you're focusing on that, it's enough. And when I tell you to find your own expression and your own variation, very often when we go to a yoga class, we just do what the teacher says. We do what we see in front of us and next to us, or what we've seen earlier on Facebook or Instagram. And even though they're really good examples and the things to learn from, it's really important to find what feels right for you. Because in the end, you've got a unique body. And not every body shape is meant to look the same when we do yoga. So embrace your body, your strengths and weaknesses, and really dare to find your own expression. Take one more breath. Prepare yourself to get out of your half saddle. And when you're ready, on an exhale always, slowly come out. Again with control, taking it easy. Lift your knees up to the sky, then slowly lift the upper body and place your pillow now underneath your shoulder, so a little bit higher. So we feel that the whole upper body is lifted from the mat. Push your elbows into the mat as well and bring your lower arms up. Then point your toes forward, bring the heels onto the mat. Lift your hips and place the palms on the mat. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Know that you have it in you. It might be a bit strong, but you can do this. So we're stretching, strengthening all of the legs, and even a bit in your in your core and lower back. Bring your chest towards the chin and the chin towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. Allow yourself to push yourself. Allow yourself to push your limits. Keep breathing. Nearly there. And one more breath. And on your next exhale, with control, slowly bring it down. So you see it was a very light lift, but with a big effect on in the body. Bring your knees up to your chest or towards and give yourself a hug. Maybe sway from left to right. Think of your intention. And then slowly roll yourself back up and come to child's pose. So if you have your pillow, bring it with you. Place the pillow on the mat. Then bring the knees into wide-legged child's pose. And the pillow just right between the knees. Then arms out long in front of you. And slowly sink it down. Relax your head, your neck and shoulders. Stretch your arms out long. And enjoy the feeling of the pillow below you. Notice any sensations. if you're ever looking for poses you can do when you're on your period, this really helps. As it's soothing for your digestive organs, but also for the organs that work in when you're in your period. Keep breathing. And try to uncover what your body is telling you. And say, okay, in this position, do you maybe need to adjust? Know that wherever is right for you is right to do in this moment. No need to apologize or feel bad or thinking that you're not doing it right. You're here for you, and this is your practice. So make the most of it. Let's take one more breath here in this child pose. And on your inhale, lift your head. Slowly lift the upper body. And bring the pillow to the side. Come back to all fours. Bring the knees underneath your hips and your arms a little bit further. So we're preparing for a quarter dog. You might not have heard of that before, so we'll demonstrate. Bring your knees in line with the knees in line with the hips. Your left arm all the way out long as if you're coming into puppy posture. And then bend your right elbow, so now it's in line with the mat. Slowly sink it down and rest your head just behind the right arm or inside the right arm. So in our quarter dog, your right hand will be underneath the elbow, hips up high to the sky, and either your forehead resting on the mat or your chin. If you like, you can keep your feet tucked. Or place the feet flat on the mat. Again, find what feels right for you. You can take me as an example, take your classmates as an example, but really just find your own. Let's take one more breath. And slow lotus also. Bring the upper body up. Bring yourself back up to all fours, so tabletop position. Maybe move the hips from side to side. And then repeat the same on the other side. So this time right arm out long. Bend the left elbow and place the hand underneath your right elbow. Hips in line with the knees and slowly sink it down. Bring your head down, forehead or chin on the mat, in between or just behind the left arm. Keep breathing. And again, if your mind wanders off, come back to your practice, back to your intention. Take one more breath. And slowly unravel. Bring the upper body back to all fours. Okay. Now bring the arms out long in front of you. Hinge the upper body all the way forward as if we're coming into Cobra. And then slowly bring yourself down into Sphinx. If you need, you can bring your hands a little bit further in front of you. Place your elbows on the mat in line with the shoulders. And here, activate your core. So we're actively coming up. We're not just laying down here. Activate your core. Relax your bum. Activate your thighs. Lift your kneecaps. And either with your feet tucked, so you can really activate your legs, or your feet flat on the floor. Open the chest. Shoulders low. And look forward, or if you want a little bit more, look up to the sky to open the throat. And if you look up, you really show up for yourself. You're really showing here to yourself and maybe people around you in the room who you are and what you stand for. I'm not scared to do anything wrong or make mistakes. Because as you know, they're human, they're part of life, it's absolutely fine. Only there to help us further. Keep your body active. Don't relax too much here. It might seem easy, but really requires a lot of strength and stamina. Keep breathing. Keep your core tight. Lift the belly. Activate your thighs, lift the kneecap, chest open. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale 1 more. And on your exhale, release. Bring your hands on top of each other, just underneath your forehead. And relax your head on your hands. I like to find a little sway with my hips from left to right. And you can stay in stillness. Catching the breath. Coming back to the practice. Relax your body. Take 1 more breath here. And then bring your feet together. Lift your hands from underneath your head. your left arm out long, so the hand is in line with the shoulder. Your left cheek on the mat. Bend the right knee and lift the leg up and over. And place the foot behind the left thigh. Now you have options here. This is option 1. Stay here with your right hand planted on the mat and your elbow up. So we're stretching out the left side body. If you want to also stretch your right side body, you can take your hands overhead, your arm overhead, and place your fingertips on the mat. If you want even more, take the right hand all the way back and interlace your hands. I will turn around so you can see. Interlace your hands behind you. I like to take my arm overhead today. So really feel what's right for you. Remember, the body changes and you might feel different to how you felt yesterday. Just embrace it. Embrace the change, embrace the present moment. Do what you feel like right now. If you want more of this pose, you can open the right knee even further, but try to keep the sole of the foot on the floor. Stretching the shoulders, side body, and opening the hips. One more breath. Inhale. And on your exhale, take your right hand next to your head again. Slowly fold forward, back onto the mat. Hands next to your chest. Take cobra. Exhale down. And straight away move to the other side. Right hand in line with the shoulder. Right cheek on the mat. Bend the left elbow, bend the left knee. And take the foot up and over just behind the right thigh. Alright, so here you can take your hand in line with the chest. Take it all the way up. Or interlace your hands behind you, opening the chest. Find your variation, find what feels right. Staying here for 8 more breaths. And remember the challenge. Maybe open the knee even wider. Keep your sole of the foot on the floor. Keep breathing. Let's take one more breath. And slowly release. On an exhale, roll back to center. Place your hands next to your chest. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Let's take 2 more. Inhale. Keep your elbows real close to your side body. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And from here, push the upper body up all the way towards child pose. You just move your legs, so swing your legs to one side, walk your hands towards the knees, and come to sit in the center of your mat. From here, sit up straight, bring your feet back into diamond, or your soles of the feet together, the knees and legs into diamond shape. Place the hands behind you and open the chest. Push the chest up to the sky. Bend your elbows if you like to. You can keep them straight. I feel like I get more of a challenge here when I bend my elbows and I'm testing my strength. You can always keep them straight with a little micro bend in the elbows always. When you're here, keep the elbows together so they're not opening to the side, really opening the chest. We're not staying here long. Inhale and exhale. Look up to the sky again, just as towards the sky. And the chin all the way up as well. 1 more breath. And then come back to center. Place your hands in front of your feet. And if you can, I don't have the flexibility today, you can jump into plank. Otherwise, just slowly move yourself forward into toe stand. And push your legs back into plank. And downward dog. Just 1 downward dog today. And stretching out the calves and the thighs. Getting a sense of the whole body upside down. And just getting some fresh air towards the brain. Move your legs, move your dog. And hold a little bit longer if you feel like you're tight in the hamstrings or your calves. Keep breathing. And when you're ready, come to stillness and take 3 breaths in your normal down dog. Push your heels down as far as your body allows. Make sure that the fingers are widely spread. Strong arms, strong shoulders, hips up high. Inhale, last time. And exhale, bend the right knee and take the knee towards your nose, then behind the right wrist and your foot behind the left wrist. Come into swan. So we've got options here, staying up high or bring the elbows onto the mat. Interlacing your hands. If you want to, you can bring it all the way forward, hands out long, arms straight. And bring your forehead towards the mat. Make sure that the right thigh is still touching the mat, or as close to the mat as possible. And if you need to, you can bring your pillow or a book underneath. Just really touching. Find your variation, find what feels right. personally really like to keep moving wherever I am. To feel an extra stretch or feel like I'm opening. And you can explore that as well, or just stay in stillness. Take one more breath here in pigeon or swan if you're still up. And when you're ready, prepare yourself to switch sides. So we're going to come back into down dog, but just for a split second to switch legs. So take one breath here. And on your exhale, bend the left knee, brace it behind the left wrist, and your foot behind the right wrist. Alright, find your positioning, find your adjustments. Hands in line to stay here in swan. Or bring your elbows down in line with the shoulders, hands interlaced. Or your arms out long in front of you to completely relax the upper body. Find your variation. To be completely honest with you, I feel really tight today. So I'm taking it super slow. And if you feel the same, just embrace it. It's absolutely fine. We often have expectations of ourselves that are way too high or way too strict. But really in this practice, we want to just be present. Understand what's going on, understand where we are, and accept what's going on and where we are. It's okay to not feel the same every day or be as flexible every day. It's impossible. No, just little practices, time and patience will definitely get you where you are. Be easy. Take one more breath. And when you're ready, on your exhale, slowly release wherever you are and push yourself up and over to your right. From here, bring the soles of the feet together. Bring your ankles on top of each other. Or come into your variation of seated position or meditation pose. Close your eyes. Find your adjustments. Lengthen the spine. Chin in line with the mat. And again, bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your lower belly. If you want to, you can bring your palms together in front of the heart as well. Close your eyes. And take a few final breaths here. So it's easy to it's easy to get life in the way of wherever you want to be. get distracted or frustrated, impatient. But none of these emotions, none of these actions are going to help you any further. Instead, watch them. Observe them, take note. And challenge yourself to change wherever you can. Change the negative what-ifs into positive what-ifs. Change your fear into power. And accept. Be aware of what's going on around you, now and in every present moment. And when you don't know what to do or you feel overwhelmed, take a few breaths. Or maybe come back to this practice. It's important to push yourself, but also know your limits. Take a rest when you need to, and take advantage of the times that you're feeling strong and powerful by listening to your body. Namaste.